All right, enough Barca. How about some quick hits?
Let's go, Gab.
Champions League draw is held in a few hours, just a goal kick away from me in Monaco in that direction. Jules, it's a new format. And if I remember correctly, you like this format.
I do. I just think after 30 odd years of the group stage format and everything, it was time to change. I like a change. I'm not saying that this is much better and that we will have more fun and it's better for the players, for the clubs, etc., for UEFA, etc., or the viewer, the fans, the viewers, the TV viewers, whatever. I just think it was good to do something different and try something different. Let's see if that Swiss format with basically one big league of 36 teams with the 12 at the bottom who don't go through, then a playoff for the last 32 if you want, the round of 32. And then the top 8 are already qualified for the last 16. And then they meet the ones who went through the playoff to go to the last 16. I think this is good. You play 8 games. You will have 8 different games. So you don't play home and away against the same team. So that's not repetitive like before. You're going to face 2 teams of the pot 1, 2 of pot 2, etc., which is good. And then, yeah, that's open. Yeah, we will have big clashes straight on. And I think they want one big game every night. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, that's the first week. And then Tuesday, Wednesdays. And I'm all for it, really. So let's see how it goes.
I think the big question, Jules, is going to be how much do teams value the seedings? Because obviously, once you get to the knockout stage, you'll be seeded all the way through, as happens in tennis. You know, are teams really going to value being a 3 seed instead of a 6 seed? Or once they've qualified, you know, are we going to see some dead rubbers at the end? That, to me, is the big question, really the only question.
And Gab, one of the differences with this new Champions League format is that being a top seed in the group stage is no longer that big of an advantage.
No, it's not really an advantage at all. The fact that you're a top seed, so you're presumably better than the bottom seed. Whoever seeded number 1, I presume Real Madrid, they're going to play, like you said, 2 teams from the top pot, 2 teams from the second tier, 2 teams from the third tier, 2 teams from the fourth tier, exactly like the team that's number 36, whoever that is.
Yeah.
So in that sense, it wipes away that advantage. It wipes away the incentive to rig the draw, frankly, as well. It was funny. One of the questions yesterday was about, like, because it's going to be done by computer electronically, like, oh, like, you know, are you worried about Russian hackers and stuff like that? And the reality is, he said, well, they're going to take the safeguards and whatever, but I don't even think they're connected to the internet. So no, I wouldn't worry about that.
No more balls anymore. Yeah.
No, the only time you're going to see bowls is for the order of the groups to be announced. But that's it. Manchester United have finally completed the signing of Manuel Ugarte. Jules, you need to be the hype man here for United fans and for Ugarte. This is exciting,
and
right?
I will be. And I happily will be, Gabby, because, okay, it just didn't work out for him in Paris. He had some good moments and some good games in the way he chases the ball, hassles the opponent on the ball, recovers the ball. He's a really hardworking, smart player to break down an attack from the opposition, for example. It's great. The only thing is Luis Enrique kind of wished that he was better on the ball than what he was. And the problem is Luis Enrique needs a number 6 that is really good on the ball. So Vitinha took Ugarte's place for that reason, mostly. That doesn't mean Ugarte is not a good player. That doesn't mean he can't bring a lot to United, because I think he will. It's him, Casemiro, and Kobe Mainu for 2 places, really. But if you want an enforcer, if you want that guy who's going to protect your back four really well, this is Manuel Ugarte. He's a Uruguayan international. He's played in the Champions League. He's got good European experience now. And I think he would have learned a lot from that season in Paris. For me, it's a really good signing. PSG wanted to get their money back, and they did, because they bought him for 60 and they've just sold him a year on for 50 plus 10. So they're happy. United first offer 35. PSG were like laughing, saying that this is not enough. So I think in the end, everybody is quite happy with this deal.
Yeah, and it takes pressure off of replacing Casemiro, which could happen sooner rather than later.
And meanwhile, Gab, staying with United, Scott McTominay, he's on his way to Napoli. You know how I feel about his ability, not my cup of tea. I guess Conte sees things differently.
Yeah, I am shocked that you and Antonio Conte, who are so similar in so many ways, should evaluate McTominay differently. Yeah, I don't get this, and I don't understand where he's going to fit in the lineup, whether he's an impact sub. I mean, not going to replace Zamba Anguissa, I would assume, and certainly not Lobotka or Billy Gilmore, who's the other guy they want, whoever is in the playmaking position. But he likes players who move the ball quickly. He thinks McTominay does that. Certainly the physicality. I think certainly will present matchup problems for opponents. I am very curious to see how this one works out.